Hi, welcome to episode 18 of GrandLine Grinders podcast. And today we're going to be discussing, of course, weekly ranked stuff, as well as the Nationals tournament that happened this weekend. We're going to cover and talk about the footage of the finale game. Also, the breakdown of, based on Eggman, the actual, decks in the top 32 cut. Then we'll get into the video itself. And, of course, we're always paired with that half-breed. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right, man. I haven't been playing as much One Piece as I have in some of the other weeks, just because I've had family stuff going on. There's a my best friend's wedding is coming up, so we're doing a lot of preparing for that. But I'm still feeling pretty good about this format overall. I ordered a bunch of cards recently, so I'm gonna have like paper decks available to me soon, and then like getting a few premium booster upgrades isn't going to be too crazy. And I'm waiting for like the reprints to see what the market changes up. I just got like a bunch of OP12 cards now that they're all like $10 or less for the most part outside of Kuma. But I'm doing pretty well overall. I'm forever disappointed by how they decide to do national championships, but we can get to that after we talk about the power rankings. But how's your last week of One Piece been, Kebby?
So I typically play one day a week now. Like I streamed it on Thursday. This week I'm going to be streaming it on Tuesday because Thursday stream I'm going to be doing the new Pokemon set that drops. So this Tuesday I'll be doing the second half of OP3. So Iceberg, um, all the really fun ones. Actually, Yellow Katakuri. We're going to talk about him in a minute. I'm going to be playing him this week on stream, and I think Red Ace as well. So exciting stuff. But let's dive right into the power rankings. So power rankings wise, it looks like I can't remember who fell off.
Shanks fell a lot. Shanks was
Yes.
like fifth or sixth last week,
Mm-hmm. I think it was a
and
blue
it's
deck, right?
definitely a lot closer to 50% than 45. That's rough.
Actually, two decks fell off, right? Because it was Nami
Yep.
and Kagura
Yep.
fell off for Luffy, Purple Luffy, and Kid. So
Yep.
what do you like about either one of these two decks now?
Um, it really feels like last week was the week of Blue Purple Luffy, where everybody was starting to be like, okay, Blue Purple Luffy is the deck, everybody's playing it or whatever. And this week it really feels like it kind of has been the rise of Rayleigh. Like Rayleigh is the big way to like counter the Blue Purple Luffy deck, just because you go so wide and you actually have counter out of their big AK swings as well. You kind of like Rayleigh has a Gum Gum Giant of its own, and like Rayleigh's Gum Gum Giant is Conqueror's Hockey, right? Like the event that gives minus 1,000 to everything, because often that does act like Gum Gum Giant in drawing you multiple cards because you get so many minuses on the opposing characters, and it hits their leader too, right? So it just like you get so many minuses both against Zoro and a bunch of other decks. And with Rayleigh being so popular to try and counter Blue Purple Luffy, it really has allowed yellow decks to get a lot better. The yellow mid range and control decks like Enel and Kid, because like Enel and Kid are both also just like kind of by their nature pretty good against Bonnie as well. And Bonnie has been kind of like the Rayleigh gatekeeper previously, but Bonnie was, of course, a lot weaker against Blue Purple. So it feels like there's a nice like rotation in the format where like Blue Purple Luffy is still a little questionable. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they do end up banning the leader or if they end up pair banning Sanji, because the 9-drop Sanji still feels like a huge problem. When they hit it, the deck is so much harder to beat versus when they don't.
So yeah, I gotta agree. You would expect in healthy TCGs that the at least this bottom half will keep switching around based off of the actual to keep dealing with the actual top meta as they adjust. So yeah, so Shanks fell off the planet down here to 10. So that kind of means, Blue Purple Luffy kind of got one of its good matchups kind of shaking down. So that might be a little bit of a problem for Blue Purple Luffy in the future. Um, I'm not really sure since for some reason the data on the right does not match the data on the left. We don't really see kids' data over here or Purple Luffy's data over here.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
we
yeah.
can't really tell. I mean, technically, how bad are these two into Blue Purple Luffy?
Here, let me see if it's
But
wrong on the Patreon post too. Because Eggman usually just copies the Patreon stuff.
but I'm pretty sure. Yeah, this is an old one, right? Because it says September 11th meta
Yeah, it
report.
looks like Eggman just got last week's.
hmm But I'm pretty sure Kid, if I remember right, didn't it have a positive win rate into Blue Purple Luffy last time it was up?
It's like very close. 8 drop kid is like the big card there, but
But yeah, so I
I
mean,
don't think it's that great. I mean, it's slightly better than Anel's, but not by a lot.
definitely, I mean, Blue Purple Luffy struggles to always the number two and number three deck. Because Zoro and Rayleigh technically, I'm pretty sure beat up him. Yeah. So I mean,
Here.
so really, Blue Purple Luffy really wants Bonnie to be better.
Yeah, Bonnie still is all right because of how good it is against Zoro and Rayleigh, but it definitely has a rough time against Blue Purple. I'm surprised Bonnie's win rate is still so high, right? It's like the second highest win rate on the board right now. So it just seems that Bonnie is just like secretly kind of good into like everything except
Shanks,
what? Yeah, it's
Blackbeard,
like
and
except blue, purple, and teach. Yeah, you even have a winning Enel matchup now, which wasn't always the case, but to have it be like significantly winning is pretty surprising too, right? Like 55%'s no joke.
okay, so it looks like Purple Luffy is slightly in favored against Blue Purple Luffy, but it's
Yeah.
just bad into everything else.
Yeah, terrible against all the three other top decks. Not good against Bonnie, not good against Rayleigh, not good against Green Zoro. It's so brutal.
And Kid is only good against basically Zoro and Rayleigh.
Yeah, they're one of those decks that like if you pick the meta right and you predict that like oh everybody's going to be on Rayleigh or everybody's going to be on Zoro, you can kind of sweep the field, but the more blue purples you play against, the worse it is for you. And I'm still kind of amazed at how many games of blue purple there are. I guess on the ranked sim is going to have like the more competitive minded players, but here like if you go up to the top 10 sheet again, I think blue purple had like it has 2 times more matches than the second most played deck. More than,
Yeah,
right?
you
Like,
you add these two together and you have it. No, more than that.
no, not even. You need to
Yeah.
add the fifth most played deck as well to get there,
hmm
right? So there's so many games played on it, and like the people really like it, and like the nut draws of the deck are so insane. When you hit like the Zoro Juro into Mr. 2 plus Bagua, or double gear 2 turns where you're like, where you just skip to 8 as fast as you possibly can, and then you just are drawing 2 cards a turn permanently.
I
It
mean,
still might be too good, but
but my question would be, how much of this is inflated because everyone's trying to figure out what the best version of Blue Purple Luffy is post bannings, pair bannings.
it's definitely a little bit Nats inflated, and I think once once the sim shifts over to premium booster and everyone starts playing all the new cards, it's probably going to go down a lot. But yeah, everybody's trying to find the best exact 50 for Nats because there's so many different like tech cards and one of options you can play with like the top 5 stacking, but yeah, I mean it doesn't seem like it's that big of a problem in OP13, right? So we'll see.
Yeah. So, but it looks like for the most part, Kid is kind of just worse than Enel across the board. The only thing it's good against that Enel is not is Kuzan. Yeah.
Yeah, which kind of like doesn't matter that much.
Yeah, so it's like,
Not a very common matchup anymore.
and I mean, for Nell, there's a lot of other options. You have Shanks, it's good there. It's good in Sanji, which isn't, I guess, as big of a deal now, but
Yeah. I
interesting.
think most Enel decks are just on the aggro version now, right? Where it's just like, which means your good matchups are a lot better, but your bad matchups are a lot worse. Which is like, the matchup against Rayleigh is terrible, 35%. You have all these 30%, but you also have a lot of 60s and 70s and whatnot. So
Yeah,
it's a very high rolly style deck.
but you also have to calculate. I mean, how much of a hit do you take in your worst matchups? Because if it was like 40%, you're going down to 33, and you get a lot more higher chances of beating the matchups that you were, you know, a little bit closer to, and it's probably warranted it, right? It just all depends on how unfavored you were in the matchups that you take a hit from. Because
Yeah.
if you were already like 20% previously, you can go to 10%. That's not going to really matter if you gain so much percentage points as against the best decks in the format.
Yeah, and I said that wrong. It's not the Rayleigh matchup, it's the Bonnie matchup that's still pretty terrible. The Bonnie and GP matchup for it now. I thought that was the Rayleigh stats, but yeah, Bonnie. You're pretty good against Rayleigh, especially now that people are playing the Enel stage. Like that's so funny to me that that card is now a kind of competitive staple. Like almost every Enel deck just plays one copy of the Arc Maxim to blow up every 2-drop or less by resting your leader. It's a pretty neat little card. But yeah, this has like all the lists. So we can like scroll down, look at the list a little bit before we talk about Nats. Yeah. Super Bowl. Oh, they're down to one Mihawk. That's interesting. People are playing the 8-drop more now.
Yeah, I'm waiting to for PRB to test
Yeah.
this to Luffy because I want to test a new 5-drop with this 8-drop and this 5-drop
Yeah.
just to
It
see how
just
that
means
pans
that you
out.
could like you don't have to play the Rosinante early. You can actually save it for the late game to play with the 8-drop.
Hmm.
Because you just like so often you're just like, I want to play this Rosinante because it's on curve. But you want to save it for your 8-drop. But it feels like they just Blue Purple is really starting to prioritize having Dawn untapped at all times. So you can never like get punked out. They always want to have more than just one up so they can cast their Baguas and
Yeah,
multiple Gum Gum Giants or Gear 2s or whatever. So,
yeah. Bagua, I would assume is the biggest, the reason for it because I mean, you put this on 5, you untap 2 Dawn, you Bagua, you ramp 1, so technically
yep.
you save yourself from a swing, and you ramp and you get a 6K attacker
Yep.
down. So I mean, it definitely makes a pretty strong line for a turn 5. And I don't know how much changes are actually happening in Relay. I mean,
No, this looks exactly the same. It's just one Rad Beam, one King Kong gun.
yeah, I mean, because VV historically has always said this deck is kind of just builds itself. Like literally,
Yeah.
it builds itself.
Yeah, it feels like the main question is just are you running 3 copies or 4 copies of the unblockable event?
And uh, uh, I guess they cut 2 copies of the 4-drop in Zoro, but for the most
Yeah,
part,
just
this looks pretty cool.
more events here, right? It's Dead Man's Game and
Luna.
Paradise Waterfall and a Luna and a zero cost event. So, but pretty streamlined now. I've been seeing a lot of interesting stuff. The interesting ones to me are the like Zoro deck lists that play Bonnie. Or the Zoro deck list that play Carrot, sorry.
Carrot.
There's a Carrot
Okay.
that they play that I think like that's interesting. But
Six.
wow. Triple 9-drop Zoro because they need to find some way to beat Blue Purple Luffy. Wow. It used to be you'd prioritize beating Zoro and play 10-drop Doflamingo, but now you just have to find a way to beat Blue Purple Luffy, so 9-drop Zoro it is.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, what's your win rate against Zoro? It's 53.
Yeah.
So you could scrap a point in favor in trying to increase your chances against Blue Purple Luffy.
Yeah, I think it used to already be more favorable. Like it used to be like, 56 or whatever, but now it's down, but I see it. I guess the interesting part is 4 copies of the 2-drop Capone and 4 Kid Killer. There's not a lot of people that have been playing Kid Killer recently in Bonnie, so it's interesting that it's making a comeback, especially with no 8-drop Kid.
And this looks only two Luffy Toros. One
Yeah, Hell's
Bagua.
Judgment for the Zoro matchup is the main new thing.
Bagua's interesting. And this
Yeah. I've seen some Luffy, like green purple Luffy's run as many as 3 copies of Bagua.
Shiru, Wolf. Yeah, this looks pretty.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like how much better do you think the 4-drop Shiryu and premium booster is than this one right now? The one that KOs a 3 cost or less?
Oh, this Shiru?
Yeah, like
But it's
how
more
much
of
better do you think the
you're swapping out Wolf for it.
Oh, okay.
Because Wolf also is a blocker. Instead of a, potentially a 10 costed blocker, it's a 8 costed blocker.
Yeah.
It's significantly better than Wolf. So yeah, you'd be cutting this for Wolf, and then you probably can keep the numbers exactly the same. I haven't really played with tested with the Shiru before, but maybe it's worth testing. And yeah, no, definitely more focus on aggro here. One
Uh,
Luffy, one Sabu. Interesting.
Surprised we're still on the Shirahoshi blocker, but
Yeah, only 3 of them though. It's not.
yeah.
And 3 Burley.
Yeah, more triggers, a lot of triggers, and they really like the Hawkins.
Now this one, I really never actually sat down and looked at a kid's list.
It's pretty straightforward, especially this vid list where you're just all 4 ofs and
Yeah,
Slam Gibson is your hopes to make the blue purple Luffy matchup a little better because it lets you take a 9 cost off the table.
it is
It
a
was
little.
like their attempt to give us a Rygo replacement, but it's so much worse. The only thing that's nice about it is that it's flexible in that it's like it's either 1 for +3, right? It's like a typical guard point style thing, or you pay 6 to put a 9 cost into its owner's life, but you can target your stuff or their stuff, which is the big upside. So you can either use it as 6 Dawn, gain a life, or you can use it as 6 Dawn, get rid of their 9-drop.
Yeah, and they did cut one component for this one law.
Yeah, just because the law is searchable, I assume.
Yeah, I mean it's a little interesting because Capone can just save you.
Yeah.
You just get that off trigger, and then it's a 2K, and your thing can't attack. That's so good. It
I
feels so
think they
good.
just like to put it into life with the 7-drop law to get a like late game free creature.
That makes sense. It's a 2K
Because the
counter
laws
too.
can only put supernovas into life.
Yeah, it's more of a question: would you prefer cutting Drake or a Capone? And they went with
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
they went with the
That's fair.
Capone. Actually, wait, is X Drake a supernova?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, never mind. Yeah, it would be just Capone. And here's purple Luffy. Um, three Zangoros, three Sanjis, three. They're
Yeah.
back on the Luffy Taro again,
Taro, yeah.
which is a little interesting because they kind of cut that because they were trying to go defensively for
Yeah,
a long
play
period.
play more to ramping towards the 8 drop. But it's surprising to me that it's Luffy, Taro, Zoro, Juro, and we still have 3 Nine Mom and 3 Luffy. Seems like a lot.
And it's also interesting they're back on Smiley guy over here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Kamazo.
yeah, they kind of
So
cut
what's
that a long
that?
time ago.
4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I guess it's not that bad. 17 counterless cards. This is a nice list, but again, it's just you have so many bad matchups and you're just looking to like play against blue purple and a couple of other decks, but any green deck and you're like groaning.
And of course, hanging on. It's a great way to describe this.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Now
They're playing the Beckman. I think
I
that's
don't even
cap.
remember what that card does.
It enters and you discard a card and you KO. I think a four or less base power or base cost or base cost. It's
Interesting.
one. Yeah. I think it's base. It's base either cost or carrot or power. I think it's power because it's red.
Yeah,
I
and
think
they're
it's
back
cap.
on Rush Luffy and Rush Dragon to try and have a chance against Blue Purple Luffy.
Yeah. I mean, they definitely have to be the more aggressor now. So it makes
Yeah,
sense. It makes no sense why they would cut a Shanks though if they're trying to be the
yeah.
aggressor. I mean, got 6,000 attackers, just good
Yeah,
and plenty.
0 copies of Rush Shanks is really interesting too.
Yeah, this one doesn't have rush, right? This has just
Yeah, it's just 10, 12 KO at 10k or less.
yes. I'm not sure about this. I think it would be better if they were more on the aggressing plan.
Yeah, I mean they kind of are. 3 copies of Luffy and 3 copies of Dragon is pretty high
Yes.
for this deck. So it's just like you have early game blockers, right? With the 8 blockers, they're just trying to play the 2k. They like cut one Lucky Roo and one Shanks to play 2 choppers. Or I guess to play 2 of the Beckmans, but that's weird to me. I still don't really like that 4-drop Ben Beckman, but
Yeah. I was actually kind of contemplating what would this deck look like if you actually would you ever play Sanji in it? Like if you want to be a little bit more aggressive.
3-drop.
Yeah.
Yeah, there have been straw hat versions of Shanks that have played that card where you play the Nami Searcher instead, and then you have Nami Searcher and you can even play Rush Zoro and the 5-drop Luffy and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think this deck kind of wants to be should be more aggressive now. Um,
Yeah, we'll have to see what exactly it can turn into with Premium Booster
yeah.
because you'll have the Lucky Roo and you'll have the Law and maybe this deck can play Kobe too. It's like the Kobe doesn't get the plus 1,000 power, but it's still a like cheap card that you can defend with your leader effect for hopefully repeated removal and repeated draw, but we'll see.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Kobe, you kind of do want the extra card draw in the stack.
Exactly. I
This
think that
deck,
Kobe is so good.
this deck doesn't really have much card draw. Actually, doesn't have any, does it?
Yeah. I really think that Kobe is so good. That's probably going to be one of the first things I test tomorrow for premium booster is like Kobe with the new cards cuz it like I don't know. I feel like Kobe could get a good blue purple matchup. Obviously it's rough against Zoro, but
Yeah. So, should we move over to the top 32 discussion?
yeah.
Okay. So, the top 32 in Dallas, we have 7 Rayleighs, 6 Zoros, 5 Bonnies, 5 Luffys, 4 of the other Luffy, 1 Katakuri, 1 Enel, 1 Yamato, 1 Bell Betty, Struggle, and then 1 Smoker. OP.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that's yellow Katakuri and red
Yeah.
green smoker.
Yeah, red green smoker.
Yeah. I think it's a nice spread. I think it's like as good as anyone could hope for, right? Like it's like 33% green deck. It's like 33% green decks, 33% Rayleigh and blue purple Luffy, right? Like the fastest deck and the slowest deck, and then 33% other. So it's like a nice little chunk, right? You got these five pieces of the pie, right? Of like Rayleigh, Zoro, Bonnie, Luffy, and other. And it's just like that's a nice spread, I feel like. It's definitely we've had significantly worse formats before. And the only thing my only complaint about this top 32 is that we got to see precisely one game. And that's just like the way they set up Bandai Card Games Fest, like, okay, minor, like, aside if I'm talking of the like actual playing of the game, this is more like the tournaments. I don't know. I think the way they do Bandai Card Game Fest is so bad. The only person it's for is like complete newbies or people that play one game and are thinking about maybe playing one of the other games. But like
I
you're
think
throwing away so much. It sucks.
I think it's strictly for Eggman. He literally plays every single Bandai TCG, so it's kind of for him because all they do is play every single Bandai TCG.
I just don't understand why they're not willing to at least in some way like have each of the game be separate. Like why are they forcing all of the games to be on the same day? It just creates such havoc, and I think that they hope it creates some kind of like cross contamination, but I feel like often it just creates resentment where people are like, man, why am I being forced to watch this other game, right? Like, I have only a certain amount of dollars. My certain amount of dollars are going to this one game. It is the most important tournament of this game in this country that is going on, right? This is the tournament that everybody is like grinding to get an invite to, right? You can only get there if you're a good player, and you're only going to show me one match. Like, that's so sad. The only match of One Piece that happened during the entire 2 days of Bandai Card Game Fest was the grand finals of Nationals and nothing else. They were originally going to show one round of day one, but apparently something happened where there was like a repair. And because of the repair delay, they skipped watching One Piece and just watched Gundam instead. And they just skipped the round and like skipped watching One Piece that day entirely. And it just like is so lame. I don't know. I really hate that they do it this way. I understand if you want to host all of the tournaments in one event and one location, but like it shouldn't be that hard to like set up a stream or recording for the separate matches. And then you could be like, okay, the tournaments are going on here. And then at some point, we'll pause all the tournaments and we're going to do this like live stage display thing or whatever. Or you could just have the tournaments on Friday and Saturday and do the joint announcements on Sunday or something. But like,
Yeah, I would think you would probably just have like there's what 5 TCGs there. You should just have 5 separate channels, 5 separate live streams, and different sets of groups of hosts, and they each one of them can cover their own respected TCGs, and then you would be able to cover all of One Piece. So you just tune into the One Piece channel, or you could tune into the Digimon channel, or you could tune into the Gundam or the Dragon Ball Z. I can't remember what the other ones were. But yeah, that's how I would think he would do it. It's not like, I mean, it is a professional, tournaments. I would think he would want to stream all of the TCGs in their own right. But
yeah, It feels like the only reason they do it this way is so that they can get the highest view number count possible. Because every unique person coming into the stream counts as an additional view. So for them, it's actually an upside if like a bunch of people come and watch Gundam and they leave. And then a bunch of different people come watch One Piece and then they leave. And a bunch of different people come watch Digimon and then they leave, because that still like inflates their view count for the stream kind of pseudo artificially. And they'd rather not just have it be like, okay, well, the One Piece stream has 1,000 views, has 1,000 live viewers, and the Gundam one has 500, and the Digimon has 400, right? Like those numbers don't look good or whatever, but
Yeah, I think it's
it's very
also, I mean,
frustrating.
I wouldn't be surprised if most of these are probably Gundam because it's their newest TCG as well. So you also might get that bias. Um, I could be
Yeah.
wrong. I
Gundam
didn't.
was on stream day 2 3 times, and One Piece was on stream once. Everything else was on once, and Gundam was on 3 times.
Yeah, it's their newest TCG, right? Came out this year.
Yep.
So yeah, they're gonna try to advertise as much as possible.
Yeah, it just sucks that the one of the largest and most hyped tournaments for competitive play that everyone like prepares for, practices for, qualifies for. It just sucks that that tournament is just like entirely used as a platform for advertisements, right? That's just really what it feels like. That like, okay, everybody's grinding and prepping for this thing, and then we get there and it's just one giant hashtag ad for something else, not even the tournament itself or the game itself that people grinded to play. So I just think that's a shitty feeling, and I wish they would change it.
I could see that. But overall, I mean, technically, I guess Smoker isn't that technically more green deck in Yamato? So we had like these two pair up with these greens.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I
And then
feel
there's
like
like 3 yellow decks that snuck in there, right? Or technically
there's
four yellow decks that snuck in there.
there's zero black decks,
Yep.
and I'm pretty sure there's some other colors that weren't even represented either.
Yeah, Teach just feels too weak against Rayleigh. I don't even know if 4 Shiryu can fix the problem.
And I imagine Luigi probably got kicked out because of blue purple Luffy.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. Is every other color here?
Yep. We have purple. There's multiple yellow, red, green, blue. Technically, the
I
blue deck
mean,
is blue, purple, Luffy.
you had two yellows, and you have
Yeah, black's the only color kind of missing. But it seems like a good format overall. I think this will be a format that is remembered fondly, especially with we have kind of like the boogeyman of Ace Emu around the corner.
I guess technically blue's here, but not really.
Yeah.
That was the other color. I'm like, what's the other color? Like, something's missing.
Yeah, blue
Blue's
purple
only
Luffy is
here, but I don't
the
even really.
singular blue deck.
I don't even know if I would even consider that a blue deck. Like, that's just. It's purple.
The blue
Maybe.
cards are like Blocker Nami and Sanji, and that's it.
Yeah, and then you have Mihawk and Luffy,
Yeah.
but they're just payoffs for the purple.
Yes.
So it's not. It doesn't even feel like a blue deck because you don't have all the other aspects of blue into your deck. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's like the leader is kind of the blue aspect of like stacking the top 5 area of your deck and drawing a bunch of cards, but
yeah. Okay. So
it is nice to see that the deck was probably it was probably very highly represented, right? Like if the ranked stats show anything, there were probably a lot of blue purple Luffy players, but it was not completely dominant in the top 32. We'll have to see exactly how like the top 8 played out, whether like every Luffy in the top 32 made top 8 or not, but I mean, I think it looks like a nice spread. 5 rogue decks made it into 5 one ofs. That feels
Me,
really nice. If you spike a good tournament, you could make it.
do we have the top 8 information here?
I don't know if we have it yet. I don't think so. Eggman's still at the event, so it'll probably be out Monday.
Okay, I didn't know if someone else posted it as well, but
I haven't seen it on Twitter yet.
yeah, I mean it looks okay overall. It's not something I'm going to be writing home about and being excited to play in this, but it's fine.
Yeah, I guess it's unfortunate that
I'm not a
one
green
of your
player.
favorite colors isn't really represented.
I mean,
And I'm not,
purple
I'm a
is
green
here.
player, so I'm happy.
Purple is here, but I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
how.
Jet Gatling Luffy is pretty prohibitive.
I don't know how to explain my feelings on green purple Luffy because it's not a ramp. Really, it's like a ramp deck. It feels like a. What's a better example of another deck that's similar? Because it's more of a stompy, right? It's not ramp, it's stompy.
Yeah.
Which I guess I like stompy too. Um, and of course, blue purple Luffy just feels so cheesy
Yeah.
as a ramp
It's
player.
very
It's
much
too good.
yeah. Green Purple Luffy is kind of like a magic style deck where it's like I'm gonna play a 3 mana 6/6 that says sack a land or something like that, you know?
That would actually be fun. Both players sack a land. I would love it. But
Yeah, both players not quite, but I mean Green Purple
yeah,
Luffy does do a lot of, you Don minus your own stuff to get Don advantage.
weirdly enough, my probably most favorite deck out of all of these is probably Bella Betty,
Oh yeah.
which is kind of bad.
Yeah, it like Bello Betty is just very nice because it's just nice to have a $40 pile be able to compete at the top level of competition, right? Like that's just always good.
Yeah, and you're not going to really get that in yellow decks because they have to play Kuma. I assume Katakuri is playing Kuma.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
definitely.
definitely there's a lot of money going around in this top 8 or top 32. But we have the finals. So Rayleigh
Yeah,
made
grand
it and
finals.
Azora made it. So if you look at that, they both kind of have. I guess there's one more Rayleigh than there is Zoro,
Hmm.
but they both made it. So I'm wondering that I would have to assume Bonnie had to get paired up against Blue Purple Luffy.
Yeah, at some point, or one of the yellow decks could give you trouble too.
Because I mean, she would beat Rayleigh and Zoro.
Yeah,
So she had to face this half, either Blue Purple Luffy or the yellow decks.
yeah, because
Because
green
I
purple is
think,
not a bad matchup for Bonnie either, but like Katakuri is very not good, and Bella Betty's not that good either, to be honest.
oh, you think Belt Buddy's favored into Bonnie?
Not like favored, but you can get punked out if they go second.
Yeah, so that is a little interesting because I would have thought if Bonnie would have has probably the most high floor of probably making it all the way to the end
Hmm.
because I mean there's so much representation of these 3 decks that she probably had a very good shot of going at least top to top 8. But I'm guessing this one probably stopped her.
Yeah.
But we did end up with a Zoro and Rayleigh matchup at the very end, and Richard and Aaron as the final competition.
Yeah, Richard Y is a name that I'm pretty sure I've heard before. He's been around for quite a while, played in a bunch of different tournaments, so he's definitely really good.
Okay,
He has multiple serials to his name already. I'm pretty sure.
all right. So he looks like he gets a Hatchman.
Yeah, the 2K Fishman.
Yeah.
Oh, can you throw on the theater mode or whatever? Yeah. Or that. Perfect. Yeah. Perona is so important in the early game, though, to help clear the opposing little dudes. All right, takes the 5K.
Goes digging. I gotta imagine
Looking.
this has to be a Zoro favored matchup, or is it not?
I don't think so. It's like pretty close
I
as
mean,
as far as I'm aware. No, it's a Rayleigh favored matchup.
hmm, interesting. Because I mean, I would have thought Zoro could easily keep his Rayleigh's characters under, a reasonable amount. But
When they have five and they can put out like three characters a turn pretty easily, it's tough. As the Zora, you kind of have to almost ignore the characters and just try and like push face over and over again.
I
Like,
mean,
see,
I mean,
like,
because I mean the ability that I'm talking about, you just untap it and hit a character, untap, hit face. That's what I was talking about.
yeah, but you can still only clear one character a turn. And like I said, Rayleigh has turns where they can play three characters like he just did, two one drops and a boa.
Yeah, and this buggy can't really be KO'd.
Yup. Prona is one of the only ways you can KO the buggy in this deck.
So he's probably going to swing this buggy at the Perona, if I would assume.
Yeah. Probably leader buff on the boa or something. Okay. He needs to have a Luffy this turn, and it looks like he does have one. But I didn't see if he has anything good to play with it. Yeah, already revealed double Conquerors hockey. Like that's whoa. He put on an active Dawn rather than arrested one. I don't know if you're allowed to do that.
Um, I think it physically does state, right? If it states rested, then it has to be rested.
Yeah.
So he cheated?
Technically, yeah. You're supposed to take arrested Dawn, but he definitely grabbed an active one. Damn. Grand finals, misplay, Sag. Not like a big deal, but still.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely missed out on some more points of, could have been a 6K attack. Which I guess it doesn't really matter.
Ooh. East Blue Nami. I've been seeing more of this. Oh, that's right, because the 5-drop Tashigi is also East Blue tag. Damn, that's sick. Now I have 12 ways to search Tashigi.
I gotta get my hands on some paper action. Just to get
Yeah,
this
it's
just
really
to
fun. I got to start going again as well.
just
Yeah,
to
I'm surprised he didn't kill the Perona because now the buggy gets to actually die.
yeah, that seems like a huge misplay.
7K upstairs. So you could either try and clear the Luffy or just easy kill the Boa. Go 9 at Luffy.
Yeah, he looks like this is not in a very good position for the Rayleigh player. He's going wide over here, and it's just yeah, he got him down to one life.
Yeah, I mean, the Rayleigh sequencing on that turn was terrible. He sacrificed his Boa after he had already attacked for 5 instead of attacking for 7. He did a rested Dawn, or he did an unrested Dawn rather than a rested Dawn on his Luffy, so that's less damage that he could have gotten across.
Yeah, or he could at least put something more on board or something with that extra Dawn.
Yeah. Okay. Finally actually hit decent here. And remember to give arrested Dawn.
Swings for 5 at lead.
I'd assume so.
Yeah, and how many cards does he have in hand?
It's hard to tell, but he has been countering out a lot. It looks like 3, maybe 4.
He has 3, I think. Yeah, 3. He used the 2K Hatchman. We've seen that earlier.
Yeah, I countered out of 2 early swings. This is 7K. Oh, at the Tashigi. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, is he countering out protecting the Tashigi or the actual life?
His life. He's just been protecting his face very aggressively. He countered
That's
out a bunch in the like very first couple of turns as well.
that seems
So
very
he's
wrong to
still at
me.
4, right? While Rayleigh's at 1. This is definitely how you win the Rayleigh matchup is by trying to stay up on life and actually like race them because you got to get all the Conquerors hockeys out of hand. They're going to have multiple copies guaranteed. They just dig through their deck too much.
Yeah, I would have kept that 2K and took down to 3. That way I have a 2K in case he went into my Tashigi, so I have board presence.
Yeah.
But now
And this
he's
Corona still living is just so awkward. It's been got to clear like 2
yeah,
characters now.
she's putting in the work for sure. And now he's gonna put 3 probably on Zoro and hit this Luffy.
Maybe you have to start thinking about Conquerors hockey giving -1 to the board, right? Like it's a guaranteed rad beam plus or guaranteed guard point plus -1 to everything else. So you wouldn't run an attack for 8 because the Conquerors hockey counters out. But yeah, now we got this one easy. Looks like he was trying to bait.
Okay, so Mihawk comes. Then
Okay, and now
8.
we do got another 8 at there, trying to get the second Conquerors hockey out here. But if he counters with the Conquerors hockey here, then he might have to take the face hit. Because it'll still be 7K face.
Yeah, and having his Mihawk down probably is really good here.
But now this is still a 7K swing, so you still got to counter out 2 cards here. You can't go to 0. Damn. This is definitely not a good position for the Rayleigh. Feels like he took a little bit too much damage early. I don't know if he has a single character to play here.
He has a Nami.
Okay,
I think I seen a 1-drop Nami, which is
that
not
would make
something to write
sense.
home with. Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah, yep.
But that's not something you're excited to play. He does.
Yeah, you got to find something.
Gets a Sanji. That's a better
That's just
2K
a
at
two.
least.
Yeah.
You're definitely not using that for the take that last life. That would be bad. Okay. You should be hitting this Perona.
Yeah, why? Seems like a lot of Dawn just to get a 5K swing out. Okay.
He just takes it.
And this is a swing for 6 because we got 2 attached on, at least.
And he has a 2K here. It was like an event. And uses the 2K.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if he has a Luna here, it feels like the game is over, right? I mean, usually they only run 1 copy, maybe 2.
Question
But if that
is,
event in hand is an electric Luna, it feels like it's GG.
I'm say, when does he use this Mihawk block? And he just did.
He just used it to block the leader swing for 8.
Yeah, I was curious to see if he would do it the turn before or wait.
Yeah.
Man, that Perona.
Yeah, it's just been around for so long.
What's that hand look like? I can't tell if what the vent is. I don't think it's the untap event because he would have done it already, probably.
No, but I mean, he played the Mihawk last turn, so he could do the.
Oh, once it's
No, it does
Shishigi.
look like the restand event because there's like that text bubble there.
Yeah, so he has Shishigi, which Shishigi's probably not really the right play here. Because, I mean, his stuff's already tapped down. So you're not really. I guess if you did that, you would tap down Nami and do the Nami and Nami, which would be very weird.
Yeah,
That's
that
saying
seems pretty
that.
decent.
Saying that seems weird. Okay, so he goes with 2 on it.
Yeah, 7K at the Luffy. Interesting.
Yeah.
What an odd swing. I wonder if this is set up for like a second Mihawk or something like that.
Maybe he's doing the untap event. So 3 Dawn. I don't know. It's just so weird. Because the claws.
Yeah.
Is he doing this because of that claws?
Oh, that is such an interesting little bait. He's trying to like bait out the Conqueror's hockey for less value, it seems like. But that's so 7K swing to start there. So interesting.
Can't keep my eye on the third card.
Yeah.
I know he has the the untap event, and he has the Tashigi, but I don't know what the other card is. All right, there's the Tashigi. So now he gets to untap. Yes, he did.
So now we are on tapping. And now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is 10K.
Going at life, right? Or
No,
is he
he's
going
going at the
here?
Sanji because he hasn't untapped with leader effect yet, so he can still attack character one more time.
Is the reason why you would go for Sanji and not the Luffy here? I mean, because this they draw a card.
It's more likely to actually die. With the 6K, you could use the Conqueror's Hockey just +1, 2K, and then the Luffy would still stay alive. You just want to make sure you don't die or like cut the chance of you dying here as low as possible, right? Because if you have 2 characters, then a rush character would kill you. Because you got 2 life, 1 blocker, 1 card in hand.
Yeah, and hopefully there's some counter here. But he's already seen what 3 2Ks already. I don't know how much
Yeah.
he's playing in that regard.
But if there's no kid killer here, game's over. He should have actually fought over that first Luffy that got attacked for 7K that he just let die. Because he kind of got baited into just losing his whole board.
I don't know what Bucky's doing for you here. Mulgun? It's not terrible, but that can't get rid of a Mihawk though, right?
Exactly. Mulgun's only 7,000 power or less.
You can get rid of the Chichigi, I suppose. If you're worried about he takes it, so you use that 1. What is that about? He looks at it and then he just puts it right here.
It could be a trigger card, right? Like the
Oh,
zero
yeah.
cost event rests a character.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah. Because you probably wouldn't put it in him. You would
Yeah,
you,
it's like miracle or whatever, right? You
yeah.
gotta
You can't put it in your hand. It has to be done before that.
exactly. So it could have been something that like maybe rests the buggy or maybe rests leader, but you don't really care about resting the buggy.
It's definitely not a Nami unless he wants the 1K instead. Okay, he goes to 0. Interesting.
Oh, but you have to live through 15 here plus the 8K swing after. I don't think that's doable.
Yeah, he just puts everything on the Zoro, swings here, untap, swing here.
You know, yeah, 8 at face first. This gets the Conqueror's Hockey plus one other card. Wow, did he really draw a restand event? If he drew a restand event, he's turbo dead. Without the restand event, you could have maybe countered out of this swing with the million
Yep, right
2Ks that
there.
you have.
Bam, baby.
Wow. He drew another one. I guess that's what he was wondering about triggering because that does have trigger. Your leader gets plus 1K. Oh, by the way, are we max quality?
Oh, wait, there's more than one game?
Yeah, this was grand final, so it's best of 3. Oh, we still got 10 AP60. Wow. And, yeah, we can. Yeah, I mean, Rayleigh had a decent start, but that one turn that he messed up kind of like punished him so hard, where he just like pushed face a little bit too hard rather than trying to clear the board, right? And like the Perona and stuff just started running away with it.
Yeah, I don't get. So if there is in this situation here, there's best of three. Why is there not a sideboard for this?
Because it's still things about like player draw, that type of stuff is relevant. Getting rid of variants. But I don't know. Sideboards in this game would be very, very interesting.
I think it would be really good.
Yeah, but if you want sideboards, then you have to make every tournament do all best of threes, which is tough time
No,
wise.
I like Vivi's approach,
Which is
pre-sideboarding. You both sit down, you reveal your leaders, and
pre
then
sideboard.
you pre-sideboard. I think Flesh and Blood does it.
Yeah,
I think that would be so much better. Like you could have a five cards that you could just cycle in. It makes your stages see a little bit more play because, like the Roger stage, who's going to play that unless you're facing a black deck, right? So it's like when the situations some cards
yeah.
might see play because they're
I just wonder what it does
fringe.
to gameplay. I guess it is interesting to have multiple decks,
Yeah, I think it'd make the gameplay better, but
more interactive.
yeah, it wouldn't just be some lopsided matchups like because if Blackbeard can have liberation in the sideboard, like it would be
Yeah.
really interesting. Like more colors would see more play.
That's fair. I guess it does give rogue decks more options often than it does give
Yeah, it would favor rogue
mainstay
decks, I
decks.
think, more than
Oh. So we're going really aggressive here as well. Rush Zoro because he didn't have a play off of the 4-drop Luffy, but oh wow, and the Zoro just dies, man. Still having these 1-drops in play, like actually having a draw where you have Perona is so huge. Because in the Zoro games against Rayleigh, when you don't draw Perona, it does feel a lot worse.
come on, dude, just go for it.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go face again.
It seems so.
I guess this time it's a little different because they have 2 Perona, so killing one of them doesn't do as much, but
Yeah, but then he swings 3-3, and then you're just like, okay, one of them is probably gonna land. I don't know how I feel about this. Yeah,
yep, you
if he,
got the easy 3 here.
if he counters out, he'll just do another three here. It's like,
Oh, 8, interesting, because yeah, 8's good against the 3 Dawn event, +3 event.
man, Zoro's just.
Boom, clear. Draw a card. Yeah, you gotta defend your board, man. You like
I think
clearing all the stuff here.
is Richard just like the expert on Zoro? Like, Because it
I
seems like
guess
it.
so. I mean, Richard's been playing for a long time. I'm pretty sure Richard's been playing since set one, but
Yeah, he looks like he is so entwined with this deck here, man. Perfect.
I mean, good draw definitely for the matchup for sure. Double Tashigi, double Perona.
Yeah, but still, I think it's just showing how good of a player he is on the deck.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not, you said it's not a favorable matchup for him. The fact that he's
No.
cooking him twice so far.
Very good lines. I also don't like how the Rayleigh player has been playing it at all. But like that's the thing that sucks is you don't get to see any of the tournament rounds before this. You don't know like what Aaron's pathway to get here was. Maybe we'll find out later, but
And clearly he had to beat some really good players. He probably
for
beat some,
sure.
he's beaten some Zora players already, probably too. But
Oh wow, he's opting to go for another Luffy rather than cast Mulligan. So this is 7 at life, and then he also has an 8,000 power Luffy that can attack. 2K, 1K. And this is 9,000 power at the Tashigi. Interesting. And it does die.
I think that was the correct line. I think once you've seen that he took that, you should go board.
Yeah, once
Once
he
once you
got
see
the
he countered out with 2 cards, you hit the board now because he's less likely to be able to counter out of that.
Mihawk's really, really good here. This is no, you need to defend that. Oh no,
Yeah,
dude.
as an aggro player, you have to defend your stuff like
Yeah,
that
and I got AK face still.
because once you lose tempo here, like aggro player is just not good.
Face again. And now that you got a lethal threat on the other side of the table.
Yeah, you have 7, 8, and if he has an untapped event in his hand, you're really not in a good position.
Got 3 cards. I think I saw a Mihawk and then 2 other cards.
That looks pretty reasonable. So that's an 8K, right?
Mm-hmm. And he has a mole gun in hand. Maybe there's a way he could get him to block with the Mihawk and still attack into it, but
He does like searching.
yup. We found another Conqueror's Hockey, which is pretty huge.
So I guess this is the question here: do you mulligan the Tashigi or do you?
I think it'd be totally reasonable to like Mulligan, shrink the Tashigi, and KO a Perona and then attack into it, but he's just going to attack into it naturally for 9. And then Tashigi dies and we got a 6K swing. Okay. We did still have a 2K.
Swing for 6, a lead. What? That's weird.
I guess
Doesn't
the Nami can still attack this turn. Okay. Maybe he is trying to Mulligan to kill the Mihawk. No. 7 at life. I do not like these Rayleigh lines at all. I feel like you're supposed to try and fight over the board a little bit. As Rayleigh, you just draw so many more cards than your opponent. If you can like grind them out a little bit, you're so much more likely to win the long game just off of search or ping attacks for 5 and Sanji's drawing you cards.
he's
Yeah.
he's calculating his line here.
But right now, if any character in play dies, it's rough.
I mean, probably the one he would let go the most would probably be right Zora over here.
Yeah. But I mean, he might have to let go of the Sanji because he could attack like the Pironas once again are just easy ways to attack into the Sanji. Like he might have to force out a Conqueror's Hockey just to shrink to stop the Pironas from attacking into the Sanji.
He's debating about that right now. He
Yeah.
was debating putting a Dawn here and swing at the Sanji. I kind of like that.
Yeah, I think it's too good not to, right? Like this is like a real thing of like, do you need to -1 just to protect this extra attacker? Because again, anything leaving the board here, and
Hmm.
there's a chance that you can't lethal anymore. And if you can't lethal, do you survive? This is 10.
Yeah. That's the more likely candidate to go.
Oh my god, no way. You gotta fight over something. What are we doing?
Yeah, I mean that Sanji was an easy, I guess, fight over, in my opinion. But you're just losing so much power on board.
And we went to 0?
Yep. Yes, two blockers, two life. So you can't even make it unblockable enough to get through for lethal. Like,
Yeah. What's
and
the
you're
point of all these cards in hand if we're never going to use them for anything?
because now he could swing 11 and 11 and the rest here.
He had like 6 or 7 cards in hand and didn't defend any of the characters on the board. I don't get it. That's so odd.
Or actually, maybe you do 9-9 and put the rest on Zoro, because that would give you 2K, 2K, 1K, and that pretty much should get you through, right?
Yeah.
Or do you not agree with that? If you did 9-9,
Well, the math is a little weirder because of the -1 to everything.
yeah,
So
with the
usually
hockey.
it's like 8K and 10K swings are better against the event that gives -1 to everything. But
All right, so the KO is a Perona. And does this swing at the Perona? It should. Looks like it is.
well, it's attacking the Mihawk because the Mihawk's also 3,000 power right now.
Oh, yeah, that
He
makes sense.
shrunk it with the. But this is, I, dude, I don't know if this guy is just tired or exhausted, but this sequencing is awful. Even let it get blocked there. Oh, okay, and he clears that.
Should Zoro let that go? Or maybe does he have
Yeah,
a
I think
counter?
so. But it's like if you have restand event here, oh my god, he does. Game's over. You can't beat restand event here. You could maybe counter out of the 2 swings normally, but third swing with restand event is so brutal.
Man, that was bad. That was really bad.
Steamrolled, but
Yeah.
I kind of also felt like the Rayleigh played almost every turn incorrectly, suboptimally. I mean, I'm not in the finals, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, we do need to make sure we have that little caveat. Like, he's clearly a better player than both of us. He's
because he
there.
got
He
there,
got
but
there.
it seems like every turn had a line that he could have taken that would have been slightly better to like it feels like against Zoro, you can't try and just be like, oh, okay, we're racing here against Zoro because they've just got bigger numbers than you. But like if you
Yeah.
had just played for the long game a little bit rather than just turboing to 0, but he like died with cards in hand every time. It wasn't even like, oh, I was just a couple of K short of surviving. I was just like dead. I don't know.
I don't know either. That was a very interesting conclusion here. So
Yeah,
Zoro won and really got second, but I don't know. I feel like that was he should have made a little bit more better lines because there's no reason why that couldn't have gone to game three if you were playing both sides, both players were playing optimally.
Yeah.
But getting 2-0 swept, I don't know.
Not defending any of his 4-drop Luffy's from any attacks throughout the entire series was so weird. He has this 4-6 and he just let it die to everything. He let it die to a 7K swing in game one. Then he just lets it die to a 10K swing in game two, even though you could easily just do Conqueror's Hockey 2K. I I'm very puzzled by how that game went, but it's just unfortunate that that's the only game of One Piece you get to see, and then like, oh, this is what One Piece looks like, and it's like that's
Yeah.
not a good encapsulation of how games usually go. I think.
Yeah, I mean, he was, I think, pseudo correct for, taking the direct hits early in the game because you should leave your counter up to be able to protect your board.
Yeah,
And he didn't protect his board.
yeah, exactly.
You should take the first three hits, which is why I was like, Zoro, you should just take the first hit or two and just leave up your counter to protect your board to make sure you're always getting vantage on board. You could probably just steamrolling him. But you made the comment saying that, yeah, Rayleigh can just win out of nowhere and you want the life. So it seems like Zoro was playing his life correctly against Rayleigh, but Rayleigh was not playing his life correctly against Zoro.
Yeah. Because, like, the strength of Rayleigh really is that so many of its cards say draw a card, and that the Rayleigh deck is so common to just have, like, 7 or 8 cards in hand at all times. Because anytime you play something down, it replaces itself, right? Be it all the 1-drop searchers or the Sanji or anything like that, right? Like, so that's supposed to be the upside of like you could use all that extra card draw to play a longer game and then get in small chip shots with these characters that you have too many of them for them to clear. But like ignoring Peronas so that he gets to clear constantly with the Peronas and yeah, not protecting the characters, very
Yeah,
awkward.
especially Buggy, right? I mean, you should have removed the Perona so that like, your Buggies would stay. It would be very hard for him to be able to answer a Buggy. So like that was a character you could easily keep on your side of the board,
Yeah, and
but he
that's a
didn't.
guaranteed attack every turn.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
like
he did not remove the only thing that could KO his Buggy.
yeah, I mean, definitely, obviously, strong from the Zoro to have Perona both games early to help him stabilize the board early, but still, like the Rayleigh could have just killed the Peronas at some point, and it saved so much damage in the long run. It's very, very odd. I'm sad. Like, yeah, I'm just very sad at how Bandai Card Game Fest works. It's I guess I'm glad we got to see something, but there's a bunch of interesting decks in this top 32 and it feels like there would have been a bunch of really interesting matches. Like imagine if you got to see like, oh my god, Yellow Katakuri actually made it all the way to top 8. Like, oh damn, wouldn't that be so cool? Or Smoker making a hot run, you know? But alas, we don't get any of that.
Yeah, I am curious to see what the matchups were. Sadly, we don't have that yet. At least the
But yeah,
bracket.
I mean, I think that's most things for this week's podcast. Like I
Yep.
said, next week I'm really gonna start testing Premium Booster, and I want to see if I can get 1 or 2 games of paper OP12 in at least before Premium Booster comes out. I'm hoping to go to a locals at some point soon, but there's a lot of cool stuff going on in the format. And I think Premium Booster is going to make the format better. Like, I don't think the 5-drop blocker Doflamingo is like the thing that's going to make the already good blue purple Luffy deck even better. But I do think there's a lot of really good answers for decks against blue purple Luffy, right? Like, especially the primary one being the 6-drop law with like the fact that it's immune to removal is so big. Immune to removal and 7K will make it a really good card against blue purple Luffy. So
Yeah, I think like we talked about, I think red was the main winner. So yeah, the Law and the Kobe looking pretty great.
yeah. I think next week we should probably each pick one premium booster deck and try and do like as much of a deep dive as we can. Maybe even play one game with each deck or something if they update the ranked ladder to premium booster, but we'll see.
Yeah, we could definitely do a deep dive into one of the decks that we talked about last week,
Yeah.
with VV Theory. Um,
Yeah, there's a lot of cool ones.
Let me know in the comment section which one of those decks you want to see piloted the most. That's a great way to engagement. Type, let us know which one of those ones is the spiciest that you want to see. If I had my guess was gonna win, I don't know if it'd be Shanks because
Yeah,
might
there's
be
a lot of
Smoker.
options, but I mean, who knows? Maybe your pet favorite purple category will make the list. And
I doubt it.
yeah, I definitely also gotta give Ace Newgate Ace a try again with the blocker Marco. See how much of a difference that card makes or not.
Oh, the blue, the
Yeah, yeah, yep,
ST22 Ace Gate,
yeah.
but that's OP13. You mean, right?
No, it's the Ace Gate starter deck's out right now.
Yeah, but which card are you talking about? You want to see paired with
The
it?
premium booster blocker Marco.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because it does combo really nicely with the 5-drop ace that plays out a 4-drop Whitebeard Pirates from the top of your deck, right? Like that's the whole kind of combo thing of you use Ace Gate to set the Marco on top of your deck and then you can cheat it out.
Yeah, I guess you'd be cutting Marco for it. The irony.
Yeah, yeah, the starter deck one, but you can
Hmm.
play some copies of both, I think. But
But
yeah, that's the plan for the upcoming weeks.
yeah, have you heard anything else about the learn and play? Did they tell us at all what the cards actually look like? What's actually in the deck?
Um They announced some of the cards. I don't know if they have announced full deck lists, but there was a lot of cards where, like, I think the Nami deck has the blocker Nami SR. The Luffy deck has the ST 21 or ST 20 Rush Luffy, and the Zoro deck does have Cavendish in it as well.
Yeah, it's just nothing on their website yet.
Yeah, we're gonna be Cavendish rich.
Yeah, and I'm curious what you think about it. Like, is it going to be? I'm assuming it's going to be less valuable than the other versions, right? Just because it has
Yeah,
that weird.
apparently the learn to plays will literally have some stamp on the card. Also, like a little like text or tip indicator telling you like on which turn you're supposed to play this card, right? It's literally like mapped out of like, here is your 2 Dawn play, here is your 3 Dawn play, here is your 4 Dawn play, or whatever, right? And like, but they're
Yeah,
still going to be tournament legal. That's the important part.
yeah, because I think they were showcasing, I think Cavendish had 11 on it. So it was a little weird. But yeah, I'm definitely have to assume those versions are going to be the cheapest because people probably prefer not to have that stamp.
Yeah. They'll definitely be cheaper, but I mean that's fine. For some people, it's not going to matter at all.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. As long as you get it and start winning your locals, and then you could buy the non-stamp version.
Yeah.
But I think that should probably switch over to the closing thoughts. An hour and a half podcast, or hour and 20 minutes, not too bad.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's normal. Normally, we tend to run long.
Yeah, except when we have EV theory and we like to talk.
Yeah.
So, so close it out, Zaffrey.
I mean, I like covered kind of most of my closing thoughts in terms of like, I gotta definitely plan. I have a plan for the upcoming weeks where I'm excited to test Premium Booster. Looking forward to more info about what actually happened at Nationals and what Worlds is going to look like. I think Worlds is still going to be Premium Booster format and not OP13, but we'll have to see for sure. And yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to get back into it. I definitely need to get back to playing in paper as well. Like, I ordered all the cards for Sanji because that's at least a really cheap. Like, I got all the cards for Blue Purple Sanji for like $40. So that feels pretty good. And yeah, hoping to play in a local sometime soon. And then I got a bunch. I have to practice a bunch because I have two tournaments. I have two treasure cups in October. So I have to practice a bunch and probably get premium booster cards if I'm going to play them at all. I'll have to see which ones I can get my hands on and what deck I can actually register for my. I think I have a tournament on the 12th and then on the 18th or something like that. So I will be serious grinding for those treasure cups soon. And
Those
yeah,
were
hopefully look
regionals.
forward to seeing those on stream.
Weren't those regionals? Or were they treasure cups?
Treasure cups are October, regionals are November.
Oh, okay. So the stuff that you sent me was for treasure cups to
Yeah.
sign up. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know
But
why I
they
thought.
announced that the regionals or treasure cups in November are going to have new cereals that are going to be cereals like unique to NA with cereal leader Zoro, which is going to be kind of insane. Normally our cereals have just been reprints of Japanese, but this is like the first NA unique cereal.
So for me, I'll be streaming this Tuesday. Sadly, I have very limited amount of time to actually be able to play and play test with PRB2. Unless, of course, I'm playing it in an old EBO3 or EBO4 DAC. So the technically me going through every leader is kind of restricting my ability to play other things
Mm.
because I'm trying to hash through them as fast as I can and get out of block one. So that's why I'm done 4 per week. So I've tried to like finish one whole set and within 2 weeks for leaders. So it's taking up my time, but I do still have one per week that I can do, PRB testing for. So I'll stream that probably at the very end. But I think next I'm gonna do Rayleigh. I've been pushing it off. Um, I think I'm gonna get Rayleigh in for my last new leader, and yeah, after that I'll start doing PRB testing. I'll probably start with Luffy, blue purple Luffy, and then try other stuff like that. But yeah, let us know in the comment section what you guys want us to talk about going for next week as well, and also let us know which one of those decks that we showcased last week with VV Theory would you want us to see us play first. Start getting engagement down there in the comment section. And we'll talk to you guys next week.